Hey everyone, it's your friendly life coach Corinne Vance with another Dear Corinne. Today's letter involves someone whose best friend is having an affair, and I'll just read the letter first and then we'll talk about it. So, Dear Corinne, I hope this letter finds you well. I am writing to seek your valuable advice and guidance regarding a difficult situation that I recently found myself in. A few days ago, I discovered that my closest friend, whom I have known for many years and is currently engaged, is having an affair with another woman. The revelation came as a shock to me, and I am struggling to process my emotions and determine the best course of action. I feel hurt and confused by the situation as I deeply care for both my friend and their partner. I want to support my friend during this challenging time, but I am unsure of how to approach the situation without causing further harm. As a life coach, I believe your expertise and insight would be immensely valuable in helping me navigate this sensitive matter. I am torn between maintaining their trust and integrity as a friend and being true to my own values and the principles of honesty and loyalty. I have considered having an honest conversation with my friend about what I discovered, but I fear the potential fallout and damage it might cause. Additionally, I am concerned about the impact on their partner, who is currently unaware of the affair. Your guidance on how to approach the situation with empathy and understanding while also taking care of my emotional well-being would be greatly appreciated. What steps can I take to be supportive without enabling destructive behavior? How do I set appropriate boundaries for myself while also being there for my friend? Do I have the responsibility to tell this to the fiancée as she is a close friend too? Or am I supposed to tell the third-party woman to stop what she's doing as she is fully aware that my best friend is already engaged? I understand that every situation is unique and there may not be a one-size-fits-all solution, but your perspective and expertise would be invaluable in helping me find clarity in this challenging situation. Thank you for taking the time to read my letter. I eagerly await your advice and wisdom on how to handle this delicate matter. Seeking for help, Calixto. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Okay, thank you so much for writing. Let me just first of all say that this is a very difficult situation. And I can tell that you value honesty and loyalty, as you mentioned that in your letter. And as a life coach, I don't really give advice because that I help you figure out what you value the most, how to process emotions, and how to create the feelings that you want regarding what is happening. So first of all, we want to figure out what is the truth. What actually happened? When you say affair, what does that mean? What did your friend actually do? And do you know for sure that that friend did that? And then after you find out what's true, then we want to figure out what you value the most. Do you value the friendship? Do you value honesty and integrity? Do you value complete openness? What is most important to you? And if you value the friendship, and if you value the friendship with the fiance, then you have to decide what you're going to do. Because we only take the facts, what actually happened or didn't happen. And so if everyone can agree that this happened, then we want to go to the next step, which is, so first is facts, then is story. So what story are you telling yourself about this and what this all means? So like the dishonesty, what does that do to your friendship with your friend, the relationship with your friend? That dishonesty, how does that affect your friendship? And then, what are you going to do next? How are you going to build the relationship? Did that break the trust? Like, do you not trust your friend now? Is that the story? So because my friend did this, now I can't trust my friend. Is that a true story for you? And how does that make you feel? If it makes you feel betrayed, like you mentioned in your letter, you feel hurt and confused by the situation. So where is that feeling of hurt? I'm assuming it's because you feel like you can't trust your friend, and that is painful. So we'll want to help you process the hurt and the confusion that you're feeling, like you thought you could trust this friend and this friend would be true to the fiance. So now you've got to decide what you want to do. If you want to tell the fiance, if you want to talk to the friend at work, then we can go through all of those situations together and help you process those emotions. So as far as the hurt goes, let's figure out what it is that you're feeling hurt about. Do you feel hurt that your friend is not trustworthy? And so you feel like you can't trust your friend anymore, and that damages the relationship. And you feel, or do you feel hurt because now you can't be that person's friend because you only want to have friends who are completely honest and loyal? Or do you feel hurt? Like, where is that stemming from, the hurt that you're feeling? And then the confusion as well. Like, what are you confused about? Are you confused because you thought you knew this person better, and you didn't think they would do that, and then they did that, and so now you feel like, what will that person do to me? Will he also betray me? Probably that brings up those feelings. So in that situation, how can you, when trust is broken, what do you do? What can you do to rebuild the trust? Is it something that you want to do? Again, going back to what you value. Do you value the friend enough to work and stay that person's friend and work through the broken trust and try to maintain that relationship in spite of the broken trust? And then how will you feel in 5 years if you don't say something to anyone in this situation? If you just say, oh, it's none of my business, I'm not going to say anything, how will you feel about that in 5 years or so? Can you live with yourself? Can you feel good about that? Can you honor and feel like you're being honest and trustworthy if you don't say anything? So really, what do you value? That's a really important question, because I don't know you and I'm doing this kind of, online. It's a question that you'll need to ask yourself. Do you value the relationship more? Do you value honesty and integrity more, and you're willing to sacrifice that relationship because that person is not being honest and loyal? Or do you value, the protecting the fiance? Or do you value, where do you put your values? What's most important to you? And so that's a question that I would go through and journal. I would write down, how you'll feel in 5 years if you don't do anything, how you'll feel if you talk to the friend, what the consequences could be, like betrayal, rejection. It will be a painful conversation that you will need to have. And if you do that, what's going to happen, and what stories are you going to create based on that behavior? And so what we want to do is help you create a legacy that you can live with, that helps you feel the emotions that you want to feel. Obviously, you don't want to feel hurt. You don't want to feel confused. You care for your friend and the partner, the fiance. And so what would a good friend do in that situation? That's what you want to maintain the trust of the friend and the integrity of a friend, as well as being true to your own values. And so how do you do that? So ultimately, being true to yourself, in my own experience, helps me to have the most integrity, staying true to myself, and also helps me feel the best emotions. And so once you decide what's most important to you, what you value the very most, then you've got to stick with that, and you've got to be true to that value, so that you can live with yourself and your own conscience and feel, like you're being true to yourself, and that is most important. So that is what I would say. And thank you so much for writing the letter. And I wish you all the best. And I would love to chat with you more about this if you need some more individualized attention. So thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for listening to Dear Corinne, and we'll see you next time.